Listen up, please!
I'm glad you're here.
Mind orgasms and fantasies.
By the way, I want to say something that I absolutely love.
The back of my head may or may not look like a pug.
Somebody's misguided. The younger generation.
If you can wipe your own ass, then the other guy gets shot.
And I don't know that you notice it, but I do.
We found out who we truly are, which is a bunch of assholes.
Most of the time it's because I'm turned away from you.
Why did you buy the vibrating strap-on pillow?
But there's something that I absolutely love.
Oh, I couldn't be happier.
Now, there was a time when we had to hide and we had to be quiet.
Right now, he's wearing a tinfoil hat.
Have you ever heard the term misguided? I've been misguided.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. And here to lead us off. Sorry, we haven't.
That would be
we haven't,
so.
We haven't done.
I was like, nope, nope.
We haven't done an episode in a long time.
This is Ira and the Duke.
all right. Let me do it.
Yeah, you do it.
Okay.
Welcome
So you
back
guys. All right. So before we kick off the show, we didn't record the last episode, and that was because my military family had a death in the family. We were sad to lose Garrett Doonan, who deployed with me to Iraq. And out of respect for his family, I won't get into the details, but I would like to take this opportunity to remind everybody to check in on your friends, make sure everybody's okay, look out for people, and make sure when you have the chance to reach out to an old friend that you haven't talked to in a long time, you take it. You never know when it'll be the last time you talk to him. Well, that's enough of that. Let's get back to the show.
I'm sorry, this umpire at the Red Sox game just totally caught a ball to the throat.
That's great. I love when that happens.
It was a
like
warm-up pitch, actually.
Things.
Oh, it was a warm-up pitch. And
did you guys see the video
Joe Kelly
of the
just
guy
blasted
who
it
threw
right
out,
into his face? Oh my God, that's awesome.
The guy who threw out the opening pitch for the Jimmy Fund weekend?
Nailed him right in the testicles, yep.
He hit the cameraman right in the balls.
As far as that guy was a pitcher.
My assistant was in the middle of training somebody, and I came out there, and I was like, yo, you got to come here and see this. And she was like, oh my God, that's awesome.
The way the guy fell to a guy.
Oh God,
it was like a bowling ball.
You knew he got him. You knew it got him right where it needed to.
This is a warm-up pitch, though. This isn't even like, this is just warm-up pitch right square into the face. And this ump just went just like a sack of ball peen hammers just right to the ground.
A sack of ball peen hammers.
Have you never seen anybody drop a sack of ball peen hammers? It's kind of amazing.
Sometimes I worry that you're a serial killer, Jordan.
I didn't say it was a sack of faces.
Fair enough.
All right. All right. So this is we decided we wanted to do something different to reintroduce ourselves to the people who haven't heard us in 3 weeks.
Probably a month now.
It's been a long time. So we're gonna do what we call our list show, and this is kind of what we do when we don't have a topic and we're bored.
Isn't that every show?
Yeah, pretty much actually. So the goal of this episode is to we're each gonna take 5 items or so. That are either good or bad, like worst 5, top 5 things you don't say to your parents. And we're going to give you those, and obviously that is going to allow us to provide some commentary on everybody else's stuff. So we will do that. But first, I think Sarge wants to mention a special guest that we have here on the episode tonight.
So, unfortunately, Jesse couldn't make it this evening. He's got a lot going on in the real world. He's moving. He's got a lot of stress at work. So he wanted to take the night off, and we were okay with that because, as you may know, last episode we were introduced to Redneck Jesse Miles.
Cracker Jesse
Miles. You're correct. This episode we managed to find.
Blackouts don't matter.
We managed to find Clean Jesse Miles. So without further ado, Clean Jesse Miles, take it away. Give us a hot 5.
Is this thing on? Hello?
Are you wearing your surgical mask?
No. Why would I wear a surgical mask? I'm not having sex.
We can. Oh God, we can all hear you. We can all hear you.
Do you not all wear surgical masks while engaging in coitus?
Only during fellatio.
Huh. Well, this one time, me and my lady friend got into some really good coitus, and she was on top for a little bit. It was so hot. Sometimes we like to spice it up and turn the lights on. But
did you run out of ingredients for the spice rack?
What? I don't. We are. One time we tried cinnamon with this thing with cinnamon Altoids, and it didn't work out so well for me. So.
What are you, cinnamon? What am I, a Democrat?
Oh yeah, cinnamon Altoids. I would not recommend that you let your girlfriend put them in your butthole.
Do you want to have a symptom of the cloud?
Wait.
Takes weeks to recover.
I thought you were clean, Jesse Miles. We're already talking about putting things in your butthole. We've only been at this for 2 minutes.
It was a night of some really, really heavy drinking of white wine spritzers and
some Zima.
Nope. I had a couple of Smirnoff ices that put me right over the edge. Right over. And so she got to my more baser instincts, I think. But we've not done that since. Kind of like the Pilgrims, we enjoy missionary.
So clean Jesse Miles. Let's change the subject because I'm going to throw up. Jesse talks a lot about doing drugs. And I just wanted to ask you if you had any drug experiences for us.
I do, actually. I get high once a week on the Lord. And, he's my drug. The Lord.
That is unquestionably depressing.
Jesus Christ, good for you.
Thank you. Are you familiar with the Lord too? Using his name like that?
I said Jesus Christ, good for you.
I mean, that's the Lord's name, and if you're not familiar with the Lord, I would really appreciate it if you just kind of toned that back there, sir. Thank you.
Oh, I forgot the is. Sorry. Jesus Christ is good for you.
Yes, you're 112% correct.
Yeah, Maynard goes to church every Sunday. It's kind of weird that he has a leather priest's outfit, but he does go to church. I see him do it.
The Church of S&M.
Well,
I have at least 3 of the other priests who've bought in.
The Bible does say that wherever 3 or more are gathered in his name, he is there.
Okay, well, this is depressing and boring.
Religion is submissive.
Tell us about your job. What do you do for a living?
Well, I answer the phones for a anti-abortion clinic. Is what you would call them. We call them pro-life clinics. We are a pro-life clinic.
So, shot in the dark, where were you during the rally in Boston Common this weekend?
I was arm in arm with my brothers in arms against the fascists and white supremacists.
Well, clean Jesse Miles, it has been great to have you on the show. I regret everything that just happened, and you have a great night. Nope. You
guys promised that I could plug my comedy.
Sure. Yeah. No. But you haven't done any. You have done none of it.
No. So on my comedy show that I have coming up in the basement of the First Church of the Lord, it's an open mic night. We do clean comedy. I'm part of an improv troupe called the Guess What's Next. It's kind of funny because we don't even know what's next. It's hilarious.
Go see that.
There's a great mime who shows up, and
oh my God,
he is just
This is the most depressing. This is just depressing. Okay, well, thanks for coming, clean Jesse Miles.
Thanks for having me. Wait,
you're a terrible human being.
God is not awful. God is.
No,
God is.
You
good.
just made God is awful.
No, it's you. You're awful. God, I don't believe in God.
God is dead, and he died on the day you were born.
How dare you all?
Okay, well, that was all we've got for him. So let's move on to the next segment.
That was embarrassing. I didn't want to talk because I was afraid that I would get heckled, and that is unbelievable. Clean Jesse Miles. We really could use regular Jesse Miles after that.
You're welcome, and we're sorry.
Well, not as sorry as our 4 listeners who are left after that bit.
5. We just picked up a guy in Mumbai.
Well, we what we think is a guy, but anyway. All right, so our list show. I feel like we should probably touch on just a little bit on that whole thing that happened in the news with the yes, exactly. Yep, you nailed it.
Yeah,
In case you missed it, Trump shook his fist at the eclipse and said, "Not today, liberals. How dare you black out my son with your left politics and antics?" And then
he became our first blind president.
What was interesting is as soon as the sun got darker, cops all over the South started shooting at it. It was fascinating.
Well, justice is blind.
And now so is our president, because he literally looked directly at the fucking sun.
We should do a betting show, like what will he do next? My next thing is I think he'll try to grab Caitlyn Jenner by the pussy, but little does he know he'll find a little bit of sausage there.
No, Caitlyn Jenner had the surgery, I understand.
I'm just gonna
she's a full-on lady
now. There has been a report that the sun matched the description of somebody who robbed a convenience store during the eclipse, and that's why the officers shot at it. So we
son of a bitch.
Across 4 states.
Listen, I don't claim to know. I don't claim to know.
Black orbs matter.
So anyway, back to Joe Kelly. Back to Joe Kelly. That ump just left the game because he's concussed.
Well, that's what you do for doing your fucking protest with the bandanas last week. For fuck's sake. Sorry, wristbands.
What?
So last week, I guess one of the Major League Baseball players, Ian Kinsler for Detroit Tigers.
I seriously thought you were going political, and I was like, no!
Started yelling at an umpire and was just like, this umpire needs to find a new job. And the umpires all along baseball protested this weekend with some sort of wristband. I mean, it was stupid.
I think people nowadays are just creating causes. They're just creating causes. Now there's a wristband for umpires, the most roundly hated human beings on earth. Fuck those guys.
Umpires' lives matter.
All right, let's just jump right into this. You know, we tried to do the whole
jobs matter.
Literally, there was just enough.
Figuratively or literally? Which one?
I'm serious. Literally serious.
I'm super serial right now.
Is that Lawrence?
All right.
So, anyway, no, seriously, let's get back to this. Okay, so we're just going to jump right into the list because we tried to do the news thing, and that backfired roundly. Or it went off without a success. I mean,
roundly?
Isn't that like a thing that happens? Like,
I think the show has already eclipsed.
All right, well, whatever. So...
Should I bring the mic closer to the
crickets? Right. So we're a little rusty because we decided that we weren't going to do this.
We haven't done this in a while.
Where my trombone is very rusty.
I heard that's how you like it. So
I went to a barbecue today, and my trombone is definitely a little rusty.
We're gonna actually just jump right into the list now and get this episode over with, like ripping off a Band-Aid. And maybe we'll just do another one next week where we'll do like an actual stories again. So let's just go with let's start with Maynard's list because I can't see that going wrong at all.
What is it? Top 5 dildos?
Well, 2 wrongs make a right, so hopefully
this best butt plugs of Providence.
Look, I'm gonna get a little serious here with something that's near and dear to my heart. We lost a great actor recently by the name of Bill Paxton.
Truth. He was a great actor.
You were going to mention Jerry Lewis. I was about to laugh. Bow down!
No. Had this planned for a couple weeks to to give a little something back and talk about my, 5 of my favorite.
Literally
Bill
the only
Paxton.
time he has planned anything for the show.
Yeah, I mean, do they call this like show prep or something?
Yeah,
No, it's your
All right.
thesis.
Okay.
pre-production.
Because
It's your thesis statement.
I
Your
typed
thesis
it out of my
statement.
typewriter, and
He really does have paper in his hand. That's the best part.
there were only
Wait,
a little bit of white
a
out. but,
typewriter?
whatever. I think I could still read it.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, you don't have a typewriter?
okay. What's weird is he typed it on paper towels.
I ran out of paper.
And he always signs things with like a quail feather, I've noticed.
Yeah,
I
nothing
think you
feels
mean a
better
quill
than
pen.
writing with a quail feather.
A quill pen.
Quill
not
pen,
a quill
yeah.
pen.
You know what? Let's just
I
hit the,
don't
let's
want to
hit the
know what
list.
that feather's been.
Let's do the list.
So, in my opinion, there's really nothing better than a movie with an alien, except a movie with multiple aliens.
Okay, I see where this is going.
And I just thought that Paxton's speech at the end of this movie was goosebump worthy, and you can be rest assured that I'll never go quietly into the night, and we'll never go down without a fight. Independence Day, just one of my tops, one of my favorites.
Okay. No. I say let's just see where it takes us.
Okay.
Yeah,
all
so
right.
you guys have seen
Independence
it,
Day
right?
was a phenomenal
Okay.
film.
Yeah.
All right.
We.
Yeah, all right. No, it's fantastic.
I feel like. You know what? No, you're right. Go ahead.
All right. So, Paxton, he was in the 80s too. So, one of my favorite 80s movies, it was a good time for science fiction in the 80s, even if things get a little weird.
Oh. Okay.
So Paxton, kind of ripping off Luke Skywalker, poor man's Luke Skywalker. It was nothing short of inspirational, and late Rick Moranis was hilarious.
No,
Wait,
Wait,
No,
wait.
time out,
Do
time out,
you
time
really
out.
want to open this
Rick
can of worms?
Moranis.
John Candy died. Rick Moranis is still alive.
Not John Candy. I just saw him in something the other day.
Well, yeah. I
He
mean,
lost a lot of weight. Anyway, Ludacris,
What?
Speed, Go,
I think he's
Spaceballs.
thinking of
that-
John
Great
Candy.
movie.
I think he's thinking of Bill Pullman.
Who?
Bill Pullman.
I really
not
was
Bill
hoping
Paxton.
you weren't going to open
No,
up
no,
that
no,
can of
no,
worms.
no. That's the dude from like Twister. No, not him.
No, that's
No.
Bill.
Just let him
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So another. This now we're gonna jump back to the '90s here because this one involved a lot of driving around, chasing, being chased. David Lynch got real weird with this one, and Paxton. I think he played 2 characters, or was it
boy.
one? I don't know. It was a really confusing movie. But anyway, he plays a mean sax. And Patricia Arquette shows off the goods, get her prime, and Marilyn Manson, inexplicably
Monroe.
stars in a porn movie within the porn movie.
How
And
does he
that's
get Marilyn Manson right, but Bill Paxton wrong?
what did you talk? Paxton was in the whatever.
It's Bill Pullman. It was Bill Pullman in
No,
all these
Twister. Anyway, this movie had a great soundtrack too. Nine Inch Nails, David Bowie. The Lost Highway was the name of the movie. In case I forgot to mention it, but that's classic Paxton.
I got an experiment. Weird Science. You remember Weird Science, right?
Yes.
Okay. So who played Chet in Weird Science?
Pullman. Yeah, Bill Pullman. Yeah, it is
I
Bill
see what
Pullman.
we're
Yeah,
doing
same
here.
dude as in Twister. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Keep going.
You stewed buttwad. Anyway, this another one. This is kind of an underrated movie. I don't think it did too well at the box office, but it was like Jaws meets Sharknado, but this had Betty White in it, and it wasn't a shark; it was a crocodile, like a huge crocodile. I think it was in Maine, and Paxton I think he was a cop, and it was just a great movie.
So,
great movie.
Lake
Placid.
Lake Placid. Yeah.
in Lake Placid in Maine.
Also the name of a bad porno movie.
No, I did some research on this, and Maynard is terrifyingly correct. This movie Lake Placid did actually take place in Maine. It was supposed to take place in Maine.
I think it was just called Placid because it was calm, but it really wasn't because it was a giant crocodile.
I've got to ask the question.
Did you know Maynard is actually from Maine?
I've just got to ask the question, Maynard.
We call him the Maynard.
Sure.
Apollo 13.
Oh,
That movie. Fred Hayes.
Tom
Fred,
Selleck,
no,
right?
Fred Hayes.
Oh, okay.
Bill Paxton or Bill Pullman?
John
Apollo
Hamm was in that
13. I think that was a Pullman. I think that was a Pullman.
Yeah.
And John Hamm was in that
Okay.
movie too.
I think,
Was he?
I think.
Oh wow.
Sarge, I'm totally on board with what you're stepping. In. Go ahead. Yep. You have your number 5.
Continue.
All right, this is number 5, and I guess this could be 5 on the list because it goes. We'll bring it back to the beginning, the first movie I mentioned. And why the fuck not, right? I mean, the aliens are back. There's Paxton. He's got a gray beard. He's old. He's not the president anymore. And it's one last time. 20 years later, after taking out those aliens, he's back trying to take them on again. I just want to know who cleaned up all the spacecraft from the first one. I mean, that shit must have been everywhere, right?
I think that's weighing on everyone, but with Will Smith's connections in Scientology, I imagine it wasn't too difficult.
Are you really just going to let him feed into this?
Yeah.
You know what? Fine.
Yep. I'm going to keep going. Let's press on.
Will Smith is a Scientologist, isn't he? Right?
Yeah. No,
Wow.
he's an undercover Scientologist.
Wow.
Tom Cruise is the overt one. Will Smith, he only likes a little bit of dick.
Oh, all right.
So-
Okay.
All right, well, that was a successful list.
Enjoys people's names.
Yeah, you guys like
Yeah,
always,
no,
right?
I love Bill Pullman.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're right.
Paxton.
I'm sorry, Bill Paxton.
Yeah, no,
Yep,
Bill
you're right.
Paxton
Bill
is
Paxton.
correct.
Love it.
Jeez, the guy died. I mean, show some respect.
Okay. Just because we can't get any worse than that, Matt. Let's just jump into your list of 5.
Okay. Top 5 breakups. Number 5, East Germany and West Germany.
Wait.
Oh, sorry. That was the wrong
Horrible
one.
breakup.
That's so great.
Most underrated film performances by an actor or an actress.
Okay.
These are all actors. So the first one is Al Gore in 2006 Inconvenient Truth. A once stiff politician gives an energetic, insightful performance as a science lecturer, teaching us the effects of a far-fetched crisis called climate change. Now, I was very surprised with this movie because I haven't seen a politician actually play a role in the film before. Gave a great performance.
I'm going to pause you right there. That is a documentary, so it's not really a performance.
It was single cam. Very similar to Parks and Rec in The Office, but I thought the acting was just far greater. Like, you can tell they're in the joke, but I mean, it was just a great performance. I mean, to see Al Gore as a scientist, a meteorologist, or climatologist, brilliant.
I mean, he did invent the internet.
Yeah, can you imagine? And he's a great actor, too. So he never got nominated for an Oscar, or maybe they did, but it was the wrong category. It was very similar to when, what's it called again? That metal band, that band that won Best Metal Album, Jethro Tull, when they won in 1987 for Best Metal Song, felt the same way. Documentary. No, that wasn't a documentary. Too far-fetched of a topic. The next one, Philippe Petit.
I'm sorry. I'm going to go right back here for just a minute. Climate change, yes or no, Matt?
No, because it was in the movie. It was in a science fiction.
Okay.
It was in a science fiction
Got
movie.
it.
I mean, I guess it could happen.
All right, you know what? Let's just keep
Got
this
it.
rolling. Because
Keep it rolling. Bring it on.
Two.
It's more.
Okay, Philippe Petit. He was in the 2008 movie Man on the Wire. He is. It's a movie about. I don't know how they made this story up. It takes place in 1974. A French artist
Still a documentary.
decides to walk
I thought he said fully
across the
petite. I was
wire
like, that's not a documentary.
of 1,360 feet wide, and high up. Sorry, I apologize. 130 feet long. And it was amazing. The special effects were incredible. The fake historians they had in it. The guy gives a great French accent too, by the way, too. Like they made a remake of it recently with Jordan Levitt Gordon Scott. And
How is
the kid from Third Rock and Son.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt. So how did we stick them back to back? How?
You did it, man. It was your fault.
I never in a million years would have allowed this to happen if I had known what the lists were ahead of time. This is why we need to have production meetings. Please, Matt, go ahead.
Meetings. You're right.
Incredible stunts he does in the movie too. I looked into production. There wasn't too much information.
Shocking.
Well, like, if they had like a rope around him or anything like that.
No budget on this film, I take it.
But, very low budget. It was filmed like a film school director made it. But nevertheless, great movie. It was a lost classic. It was filmed in 1974, but it was actually it wasn't released until 2008. It did get a Academy Award nomination, but again, the wrong category.
$10 says one of these movies is going to be Fistful of Quarters. Just a shot in the dark.
My next performance, Timothy Treadwell. He was in the 2005 movie Grizzly Man. He gives an eccentric performance. Very emotional. Phenomenal. He gives like a performance that is outstanding. It was very on par with John Malkovich and those weirdo eccentric actors. He's never been in the movie since, too. That's the amazing thing about this movie, too. And
just like Rick Moranis.
And I'll tell you what, the visual effects in this, these bears look real.
Maynard.
I don't know if they trained them with such a low budget. I do not understand how they were able to do this movie.
Maynard.
And the amazing thing about this, and I know I'm probably going to be giving it away, but I read it in the synopsis before I saw the film, so big spoiler alert, the character dies. And I think he dies because he had like a weird relationship with that bear too. And his girlfriend, who's in the movie, she goes off screen or whatever. She's a horrible actress. She kind of ruined the movie a little bit.
So I have to stop you, Matt.
There's a real romance.
I'm going to stop you for 2 seconds. Maynard, would you agree or disagree with these three choices so far?
They sound like solid movies.
Underrated performances by actors?
Compelling performances.
Yeah,
okay.
No, definitely.
All right. Matt, please continue on.
The last scene is amazing.
So happy right now.
They do it. It's very psychological because they don't actually show you him getting killed by the bear. It's actually in the background, which is amazing. They actually make noise. So you really have to, envision it yourself. So that in my opinion, this is very kind of experimental. But nevertheless, I thought it was a terrific movie. And Timothy Treadwell, if you're like one of the casting directors out there, put this man in a movie, I could just see him in the next Charlie Kaufman film, I
could just picture like an anatomy skeleton. With grizzly bear scratches on it.
That would be an obscure performance. Just anatomy skeleton.
An art piece, like
yes,
Eraserhead. Like Eraserhead, right? The documentary.
Yeah, David Lynch. You just brought back Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
There you go. You have
Lost
your next
Highway.
actor.
He's an esteemed documentarian, I understand.
Let's just keep this moving. Yep.
Keep it rolling.
Number 4, this is a cool one. Neil Armstrong and Buzz Lightyear from the 2007.
Go on.
2007 movie Shadow of the Moon. I'm sorry, I got really bad allergies here.
Did you mean Buzz Aldrin?
No, Buzz Lightyear.
No, I'm
Buzz Lightyear.
100% sure you're talking about Buzz Aldrin.
So this is a great movie because this is science fiction, by the way, too. I guess they did this. This was also filmed in 1969. They filmed it in one day, July 20th, and they filmed in a studio in Arizona.
Isn't that the day that
that was the day they landed on the moon.
All right.
Yeah. Man landed on the moon.
That was fake. The conviction on their faces not only deserved an Oscar, but revealed the propaganda of this event that made their acting method it was seriously method acting. The fact that they could believe this propaganda, and it was unbelievable. And the
Matt,
fact
can you for the listeners at home that may not know about this propaganda, could you just elaborate a little bit on the propaganda you're talking about?
Oh, so the moon landing didn't happen. It was actually filmed in a studio in Arizona. And the reason why they did it was what?
Stanley Kubrick?
Stanley Kubrick? No, they tried to get Stanley Kubrick, but he was a communist and he was living in Europe, so they couldn't shoot it there.
I'm willing to bet you they had someone like Dustin Hoffman or maybe Robert De Niro film this event.
They tried out for the roles, didn't do a good job, so they wanted a bunch of average Joes, actors that hadn't been in anything. And the amazing thing about this movie, it was shot in 1969, but then the amazing thing is kind of like, so it's done like a documentary in the sense that, they show the old footage and then it goes to them in modern days and it's them, retelling the story about the shoot. And, they're bullshit and they're pretending it's real. And, I was just waiting for like a psychiatrist to come out and be like, they got so into the acting role that they were never able to go into another movie there. They actually believed they were astronauts and the rest of America.
I heard that's how Jared Leto does it. I heard that's how Jared Leto does it.
You mean he wasn't the Joker in that documentary Suicide Squad?
No, that was Heath Ledger.
Oh, okay.
A lot of people messed that up.
Yeah.
Jared Leto died 2000.
Yeah, he did. It was sad. All right, so what's your what are we on, number 3 for you? So we are on your 4th film there.
No, we already did 4.
That was 4.
So
yes.
5th film. Excuse me, my mistake. I just didn't want it to end.
Oh, really? Okay.
Continue.
The 5th movie, Amy Winehouse, who was in the 2015 movie Amy. Never heard of this. Apparently, they found some English Jewish girl to actually play the role of what would be a Quincy mom, who does a great English accent in the movie too. She portrays this tortured soul, and they had to change up a few things. They wanted to be in Quincy. The city of Quincy said no way. They were going to sue. How dare you try to show, such a troubled soul from our hometown? So they just decided to do London. And
Matt, did you have a researcher help you with this?
I just watched these movies, like on Netflix or Amazon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. Continue.
No, so tragic story in the end. The actress actually died as well during the film, so she'll never be in another role. So. Kind of like Jared Leto in 2008's The Dark Knight Rises. Is it Rises or the Dark Knight? I don't know.
I don't remember.
I thought he died in Requiem for a Dream.
No, that was
I believe that was
Jennifer Connelly's soul.
No, that was Brandon Lee.
Ass to ass.
Oh yeah.
Nope, that was Brandon. That was Brandon Lee.
Yeah. All right. Well,
that was Jackie Chan's son, right?
Yes.
I'm thinking we should take a break.
I agree. Yep, let's
take a break.
You may not be sleeping, or you may not be dreaming, but you're listening to Misguided Musings on the Misguided Network. Check us out at www.misguidedmusings.com. And also, you're having a wet dream. So make sure you rent that inflatable mattress from Rent-A-Center. It's perfect for your Tinder date water sports adventure.
All right, welcome back to the episode. Sarge and I talked during the break, and we are going to try our damnedest to get this back on the rails. And
It went off?
And get us some
good.
semblance of a respectable show. So before we do that, I realized that we forgot to do introductions. So I am at Muse Knuckle, Sarge is at Bastard Prophet, Matt is at An Eclectic Taste, Maynard is at Maynard, Jesse is at The Jesse Miles, and Clean Jesse Miles is not on Twitter because of the devil. You can follow the show at Musing Podcast, and we are also on Facebook. Please like the show and subscribe on iTunes, Google Play, Podcast Addict, and wherever else you do your podcasting. So,
and it wouldn't fucking kill you guys to rate the fucking show every once in a while. We got
one person who went on the website.
We have one comment, and they shit all over Sarge. I mean, they shit all over Jordan.
Yeah, I mean,
she was
kind of rude.
On the webpage.
But I can't blame her. I have a terrible voice. So, with that being said... It's not that you have
a terrible voice. You have
it's just that you've been fired a lot of times.
A beautiful husky voice. It's like I'm talking to a grizzly bear.
Yeah, well, I mean...
That smokes.
I mean, it's no Alex Jones, okay? Oh,
Nobody's Alex
so
Jones.
we're gonna go.
Not
We're
even
gonna go
Alex
back to.
Jones.
We're gonna go back
he's a reptile.
to
assaulting people in the street.
We're gonna go back to our list.
camera. I'm gonna assault you.
So I
He just throws salt at people.
okay, thank you. Yep, we're good.
Reptile fuel.
So
Oh, you want salt and battery?
do we just scrap the rest of the episode? Is this how we're gonna do it? We're done.
All right. Green light, go. Who's next?
All right, I'm gonna actually jump in here. So I apologize to the listeners ahead of time because I made my list thinking that it would be fun and not nearly as sad as what it's actually going to be following Maynard and Matt. So without
Great
further
lists,
ado, I give you the 5 women actresses who look like they smell but wouldn't touch my penis if it got them an Oscar. So
You're gonna have to speak slowly on this one.
Please tell me Juliette Lewis is in here somewhere.
I'm gonna count up to number 1. So number 5 is Cameron Diaz. She looks like she smells terrible.
I've actually heard she smells really bad.
What's up with these girls that don't use deodorant these days?
I don't know. I mean, she looks like
fucking. Oh,
she's what I assume like a Macintosh apple candle from Yankee Candle would smell like, dipped in a diaper. But I would still let her touch my penis if it would get her an Oscar.
But she declined your offer.
Well, I've
no.
never made these offers because I assume I would be turned down.
You should. You're on Twitter. That's where you reach out.
I've got 106 followers. I mean, put up those numbers.
She wasn't
Anybody else
enough.
Right. So yeah, she looks like she smells. Right. That's just one of those things that I would. So I figured like I had a shot. Like these are all like, oh, they smell, so I must have a shot. And then I realized that I still have a dad bod, and I have nothing going for me.
Now, hold on. Don't shit on the dad bod. That's a thing. Girls really do like the dad bod.
Yeah, but I have no prospects. I've got nothing going for me. So, Well,
you're also married, so that's a big turnoff for a lot of women.
Yeah,
Not all, but
listen, his dick works.
Listen, if it's a celebrity, right? I mean, there's rules that can be bent for certain people.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we all have a hall pass.
No matter how much they smell.
Mine is Keira Knightley. Hint, hint, Keira. The door's open.
The back door? I heard that about you and your proctologist.
I'll take them all. You can go anywhere you want.
Who's a Wonder Woman? I don't know the actress's name, but she's like a.
No, she looks like she smells. She looks like she smells delicious. So let's not get into that.
I bet she smells terrific. We're getting derailed.
Anyway, number 4 is Eliza Dushku. I feel like she looks like 3-day-old Thai food smells. She's probably a sweetheart.
No, dude, I mean,
she
she's
doesn't
pretty
drink.
attractive.
She doesn't drink.
She's also from Boston, so this is where I also have that
refuses
connection.
alcohol.
I
don't trust anyone. I don't trust anyone from Boston that doesn't drink.
But she's an actress.
She's also married to a much older man.
Oh, so the door is open for you, George.
Right. So Eliza Dushku. But again,
wasn't she a Mormon? That kind of loses points.
I don't know that she was a Mormon.
She's not a Mormon.
I just know that she left acting to go back to school and do other things, and
also she's
admirable
educated.
decision.
Nice.
Admirable decision. I'm just disappointed none of us will ever see her in a sex scene.
Yeah, no, I agree. But again, looks like she might smell if I were to get close enough. So, moving on. I guess we'll go to number 3. In number 3 on my list is J-Law, Jennifer Lawrence. I feel like
I don't think she's no. You know what? I'm gonna put my foot down. There is no way Jennifer Lawrence smells anything worse than like Roses. 2-day-old lilies.
She is from Kentucky.
Terrific.
I challenge you,
she
sir.
Is from Kentucky.
How dare you, sir?
Nope. I want you all to listen to me for 2 minutes.
She stole Chris Pratt from that weird girl from all those terrible, scary movies.
I dare you to go and read Chris Pratt talking about their love scenes in Passengers. She purposely ate the grossest, smelliest things she could before they had to make out.
Just for fun?
Yes.
Just for funsies?
Just because she could.
That makes me sad.
So he was like,
I feel
he was
like she's somebody who's not.
Like he literally at one point like is quoted as saying that she smelled like onions and feet.
I gotta step in here. There's no way Jennifer Lawrence smells bad. I feel like she probably smells lovely, but she's not afraid to Dutch oven you.
I still think she smells, and I still think she's like real enough to give me a chance. But again, she wouldn't touch me, even if she was going to get an Oscar out of it. We'll put it that way. Especially because I think she's she's had the taste of success for the Oscar, and so.
Well, I mean, everybody knows she's tasted Chris Pratt.
I don't know that Anna Faris and
that was the rumor because he's dating her now. I think. But...
Oh, I did not know that.
You know what it was?
I did not know.
Next
that.
week on E, we talk
you know what it
about...
was? Alice and Janney's stink got on Anna Faris because they're in a show together, and that's what ended it. Because Alice and Janney smells like old whiskey.
And I would assume curdled milk.
She's not on my list. Who's next?
Like add her on Twitter or add her to the list. Anyway, so number 2 is Shailene Woodley.
Oh yeah. I bet she smells like patchouli, sandalwood, and not having sex with men.
I mean, at one point, I think she actually had a husband, but I'm fairly certain she also had dreadlocks.
I'm 100% sure she's coming out of the closet. Her and that weird little boy from Juno are going to be an item.
Oh yeah.
Ellen Page, right?
Kind of hot.
Ellen Page.
Yes,
Ellen Page.
She looks awesome in
she's
a suit.
A very smart woman, but
absolutely.
I never.
She probably also smells like roses,
found her
which
attractive.
means that she has like
set
this,
off
like
my
this
gaydar
kinda...
right from the beginning.
Oh, immediately, but she was also kind of cute in Juno.
Well, I mean, one thing was
X-Men.
for sure. I
X-Men,
knew her having sex with Michael Cera in Juno was a mistake before she did.
Well, I mean, he was good in Cher. If you watch the movie Cher, yes, they had sex in Cher. Cher.
He gave good seats.
I can help with this whole Cher situation.
Pam situation.
All right.
So number 2, Shailene Woodley, who in the movies, like Allegiant, Divergent, like she was pretty hot.
Insurgent,
but also yes. I'd like to insurgent something into her.
Boom. I don't find her attractive. I honestly think that she might be.
I do. She's nice and tall.
I think she's gay.
She's
man.
tall.
That's okay if she's gay.
I don't have a
doesn't
problem
matter.
with it, but I don't find her attractive because I feel like
the problem is this list is celebrities who look like they smell.
Okay, all right. So, you know what? You're right. Yeah, that's.
This isn't celebrities who are super attractive. This is celebrities I might have a shot with because they stink.
Continue.
I mean, as long as we're on that list.
I'm just saying. Okay, go ahead. You know, it doesn't matter. Who's your number? Who's your number one? Who's your number one?
Well, I kind of want to know what you were just saying.
I'm just saying there's other reasons that she probably doesn't want to have. None of these women want to have sex with you.
Well, they're all famous, but because they smell, I feel like I've got a shot. The nose is a powerful object. Is all I'm saying.
Favorite episode I think we've ever done because I'm learning so much about you guys.
That's every episode.
All right. Who's number 1?
Okay, so this one I had to think long and hard about because I.
You have never been either of those things. Continue.
Listen, we all know I'm Irish. We all know
hey, we're
I'm
only
Irish.
part Irish. Unfortunately, it's the wrong part.
I get a wee stubby shillelagh. So, hold on. So, all right. Now that I've got it out,
put it back.
Put
it back. No one wants to know about your dick.
I had to get the laughter out. So this one goes back to my my days as a youth, where I would watch like the Disney Channel and stuff, right? And you know, you've always got like one of those crushes that like you're like, oh man, that chick is gonna turn out to be hot one day.
If this is Doc McStuffins, I'm ending the show.
No, but
If you talk about giving Doc a McStuffin, I'm closing it down.
No, but I would love to McStuffin. Yeah, see what I did there? Haley Duff. Which is
Haley Duff?
Isn't
that the
Hillary
Hillary?
Duff.
I was gonna say Haley is
Hillary
the
Duff.
weird-looking sister. The less famous sister, yeah.
Right. Sarah Hyland. No, that's sorry. So
Sarah Hyland. What? Ooh. No, it's Haley Duff is the name of the sister.
Oh, is she actually?
Yeah, there's Hillary Duff and then Haley Duff. Hillary and Haley.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Haley from Modern Family, who kind of looks funny.
Continue. Journey on.
Anyway, so Hillary Duff, she looks like she might smell funny, and she grew up chubby, so she knows what I'm going through. And she's gotten out of the game for a little bit.
Because isn't she part of that crew that like dates hockey players now? Her and Hayden Panettiere.
Well, Hayden Panettiere was dating a boxer, and she got caught giving him a BJ on the balcony of their room.
I'm okay with that. And
they ended up, I think they're still together, but Hillary Duff is also now a divorced mom. So, like, all around, I'd be winning that, I think. But I still think her standards are just high enough not to touch me if it would get her an Oscar. So
Candace Cameron
that would be the number one on my list.
That's true, she did. Unfortunately, she's a Jesus freak, so her vagina is basically just another Bible.
Her
Kirk
brother,
Cameron.
didn't he make a movie that basically, said that
Kirk
you should
Cameron,
kill
or
aliens?
as Maynard says, James Cameron.
God is
No, you know what?
And if he was alive,
All right,
he
so that
died
was my
after
list.
making that film.
So I'm just going to round it out again.
Can I add it?
We had Cameron Diaz. Hold on. So we had Cameron Diaz.
What does she smell like again?
Oh, she smells like a Macintosh candle.
That's right. Macintosh
dipped in a
apple
diaper.
candle dipped in a diaper. Got it.
Number 4, now that we've talked about all of them, I can't remember who number 4 is.
Such a vivid description, I can taste it.
She must not be that important.
Was it Elijah Dushku?
Oh, yes, yeah, it was Eliza Dushku. You're right. And she smells, I feel like she smells like 3-day-old Thai food. I don't know. There's just something about her, like maybe like curry and peanut sauce,
It's so vivid.
I can taste
number
it. 3 was number 3 was Shailene Woodley, who I feel like probably smells like a week's worth of locker room sweat.
I feel like sawdust on top of cat urine.
No, definitely locker room sweat, and locker room sweat in a cat box actually probably
kombucha.
sounds about right.
And then the goddamn the sacrilege that you said against my darling
J-Law. So J-Law, but you got to think, right? If Chris Pratt says she purposely made herself smell bad, before
that just tells
their
me
makeout
she's
session,
free with her farts. She's not afraid to let one go.
That just tells me she was kind of messing with him to see how far she could take it.
I mean, I don't want to ride in a long car ride with her because I feel like she's probably a very gassy lady. But I can't say smelling.
Anyone who's willing to purposely make themselves smell when they are going to make out with anybody else has to be okay with smelling bad on a regular basis.
I was in a hold on.
And I'm not taking anything away from J-Law, who is America's new sweetheart,
and she's just stunning.
She's absolutely gorgeous, but I feel like I have enough of a chance because she's kind of a real person, and she may smell bad. I'm not saying she smells like. I'm thinking like she like. You ever open up a gallon of milk?
I have deja vu. Like I feel like before
You ever open up a gallon of milk?
Good or not?
That's
We're
like a
just
couple
running
days
in a
past
rotary.
its due date, and
you're
you're like,
ah.
it probably tastes okay. That's what I would expect out of Jennifer Lawrence. So, J-Law, I'm not saying it's a terrible thing. I'm just saying that it's enough to give me a shot. Like, give me some hope.
And then, that's so good.
And then number 1 is Hillary Duff, and I feel like Hillary Duff. If I had to put words to it, if you were to take like pumpkin spice potpourri and dump it into a trash barrel that's been left behind for like 3 weeks in the middle of July, I feel like that's what I would
Maybe
get.
a bog. She probably smells
got-
like a bog.
Or like low tide and new car smell. Just
All right, I'm gonna add a +1 to this because it got me thinking. Do you remember when you were a kid and there was that family that you knew that? Do you know that family that everybody knew when you were a kid that kind of smelled a little bit like beef stew when you went in their house?
yes, yeah.
Natalie Portman.
Ooh, yeah. No, she
Right?
definitely looks like she smells.
No. The thing is, I don't think she smells bad, but I feel like if you went into her house at any time of the day, any time of the year, no matter what is cooking on the stove, her house would smell like beef stew. That's my theory on Natalie Portman.
I think she smells like shoe polish. That's what I think she would smell like. Like a really pungent shoe polish, like a cobbler. She smells like
She
what it would
smells
smell
like
like
the
if you went into a
70s.
cobbler's.
She smells like the 70s.
cobbler
There you
store.
go.
No. She definitely, her house smells of sandalwood, but she smells like a steak that is gray
Oh.
and just a little bit, just a little bit past like the sell by date.
She
Like,
smells
enough
like
to make you go-
pepper and like a steak that's a couple of days past the expiration point.
Right, yeah. Like if you were just to be like, you know what? I bet you if I marinate this, it'll still taste okay. That's
You know what I wonder? I wonder what Lena Dunham smells like. I feel like if I had to guess, hold on.
Oh, don't even
If I
talk
had to
about-
guess
oh,
what
come
Lena
on.
Dunham smelled like,
Ugh.
just based on like looking at her, it
a
would
fish
be
market.
No. I imagine Lena Dunham probably smells like sweet, like you know the apple butter.
Just
you
like
can get?
diabetes breath.
She smells like sweet.
Like you know how
like
people with diabetes have sweet smelling breath, but it's like it's almost offensive.
no.
Like,
let me
offensively
finish.
sweet.
I
Okay.
think she smells like sweet apple butter with just a hint of stale beer and cigarettes.
I think you're giving her way too much credit, but
All right.
she purposely didn't make the list because I wouldn't do that if I was going to win an Oscar.
No one.
So,
Her body looks like a funhouse mirror. Let's move on.
all right.
All
All
right.
right, so Sarge, I've now recapped my 5, and it is your turn to wrap us up and take us home.
I don't wrap it up. That's why I have 3 kids. So,
So I think you've used that joke before. So
and
it's your turn
still
to
rings true.
carry us home. Sarge.
Mine is 5 worst places to masturbate.
Oh, fantastic.
So I'm just gonna shoot it off here.
That's about the. Is that number 5? Actually,
Counting down to 1. No, counting down to 1. 5. A plane. It is
Where?
hard
I
to masturbate
digress.
on a plane.
digress. If you do,
You don't digress.
If you do your
If
homework,
you were to
nope.
digress, that would
if
mean
you
that
do your homework,
you would change
and-
the subject and you would diverted the conversation in another direction. I believe you mean disagree, Mr.
Right.
Trump.
sure, whatever.
Wrong.
Wrong. I feel like if you do enough homework at your seat, and then you go to the bathroom, you could bang it out real quick. So I'm
I
just gonna
should
put
specify the plane. A C-130 Hercules surrounded by other soldiers.
that.
That is a
Well,
bad
then-
place to masturbate. They do not appreciate it.
Right, but you didn't say that. You just said a plane.
Oh,
if you,
okay.
If you want to get technical, I mean, a single-engine Cessna probably not the best place to do it unless you're by yourself and you're the pilot.
Did you say planes had bathrooms?
Yeah.
Oh. I'm gonna leave it. Number
Okay.
4, Walmart. Bad place to masturbate. You really can't do it many places.
Again, I'm going to disagree with you. There are all sorts of clothing racks you can hide behind. They've got a whole frozen food section. And if you get really, really crafty, there's a whole stockroom that has all sorts of nooks and crannies. So, if you're talking about the best places
Nooks and
to
crannies.
try
I said
to
worst
find-
places.
Gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Worst
This is-
places to masturbate.
This list is the best places to try and find a place to masturbate. Go ahead.
Lawn and
please.
garden.
Yes.
Okay. Number 3, church. Not because you can't get hard and come in a church, but because the smell of Murphy's oil, which is what they use to keep all the wood looking good, it's just a boner killer. It really is. Murphy's oil soap is kind of stinky.
I'm sure it smells different.
I'm
And
not
why
gonna
do
actually
Catholic
fight you on
churches
this one.
kind of smell like chlorine? I never understood that.
You saying I shouldn't clean my house with Murphy's oil soap?
But anyway,
I'm not gonna
church.
even fight you
Church
on
is
this.
number
Gotta get
3.
rid of the
Number
semen
I'm not
3.
gonna fight you on the church. Go ahead.
I hope not. Number 2, a porta potty. It's a smelly place.
Oh God.
No. So
That's
when
somebody
you
who's
join the
watched a lot of
military,
German porn.
your bathrooms sometimes are your only option to clean the whistle. And
If I'm being honest, I would take any one of the 5 on my list to a porta potty. I mean, if they already all smell.
I know, but it's sad to do it when you're by yourself.
Oh, right. Well, I mean,
And now I can't walk by a warm porta potty sitting out in the sun for a couple of days without getting a little chub. So that's a thing. Number 5, McDonald's.
number 1.
Number 1, McDonald's. Terrible place to masturbate. There's plenty of grease everywhere, but the guy behind the counter keeps yelling at you.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been episode 48 of
And I'm
Misguided
like-
Musings,
And
our
I'm
first
like,
official
look,
list show.
Steve. Best place to masturbate? Burger King. Burger
Best
King,
place
naturally.
to masturbate. Yeah.
A little addendum to my list. If we're
12
going to
step
take
program,
airplanes
no
out of the
judgment.
mix, I'm going to say the beach. I'm going to agree with Maynard. It's too much sand. It's like
Listen.
it's like exfoliating my dick.
I would take airplanes out of the mix and then put in my best friend's car. So this has been episode 48. Nope, we're done. This has been episode 48 of Misguided Musings. I am Jordan, at Muse Knuckle. Sarge is at Master Prophet. Maynard is at Maynard. And Matt is at Neglected Taste. The show...
Anonymous. And Maynard
The show is
is
at
at
Musings
Maynard.
Podcast.
Still the best
I
place
just-
to masturbate.
Jesse is ads.
This is
The
when hosts
Jesse
don't
Miles.
listen. This is when hosts still listen. Jesse's at the Jesse Miles. Clean Jesse Miles doesn't believe in Twitter because of the devil. And the show is at Music Podcast. You can like and subscribe and follow us on our website, on iTunes, on Google Play, on
Jesse Miles, the
Podcast
18th century
Addict.
comic.
and will somebody please give us Jesse's clothing.
And you're welcome. And I'm not sorry I came in your hair.